Hello and welcome. It's another day to talk football. This is Monday Football Digest. And of course, we give it to you hot. We serve it hot so that you can digest all of the things that happened during the weekend or even as we're even talking. Of course, I'm not here alone. I'm here with some of amazing gentlemen. There's no lady here, so it's just gentlemen in the studio. By my right, I have one area of Toast FM. How far now?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
All right, and of course, there's Chucky in the house, Royal Chucky on Twitter.
Yes, good day, everybody. Wonderful to be here again to talk about sports. We hope to do the best and we shall just the best and do the best for powerful sport discussions today. So, welcome and hello.
All right, and of course, I get my guy, favorite black boy, Emirates. How far?
Yeah, it's always a pleasure to be here. Football is one thing we cannot do without, and I'm always happy to be here again.
All right, of course, and my name is Hisense, Carry Sport. You can go to Carry Sport. You can find me on Football Fans Hangout on Facebook. Of course, do well to follow. The other guys are there too. We are doing well, of course, in our private area. Of course, it's the Club World Cup, and of course, we will not start with that, but the Club World Cup. And the one thing I want to point out here when we will talk about that, and the fact say South American teams don dey show, e get one statement wey come outside one time about when they talk say the Euros is harder than the South America, Copa America, all those talk. I sure say right now everybody don dey use their eye dey see am say these guys they no dey play for them. Apart from the fact that they are very tactical, they are tactical, but they get the strength to play any kind of football you wan carry come. If na tiki taka, we saw what's the name against Chelsea, Fluminense against Chelsea. We saw Botafogo against PSG. Of course, people make the excuse about fatigue, say European League, everything, the fatigue, but wetin we don watch, at least I've watched at least give or take about 40% of the games in this Club World Cup, and then I can say these South American teams are not that respect got start now. That respect got start, and of course we'll go back to that one. But quickly, what do you think of South American performance so far in this tournament?
Well, so far, so
Is
good.
it a fluke or not just?
It's not fluke, but what is basically happening is that they are over pumped on nation. I'm not really. It's nice. It's nice little South American performance in the Copa America, but I'm not really too much hype into it because I think they like. If you check the history of Club World Cup, even when you're just an 8 team tournament, 16
They will
tournament,
always do.
they are always doing it. And then they always carry out for head passes. I should use
Yeah.
that statement, that phrase. So we are just basically seeing the same thing. They are here to just maybe show and say we play for personal, that kind of thing. We will not let you rest. We will score. That's not basically what is happening. Okay, if you start competing, maybe you start competing in the Champions League regularly now, you will see the same effort from them. But it's nice though because that is why that's why the Club World Cup is. Let us see how if you match Chelsea versus the best team in Brazil, how would they even play? If you match Real Madrid versus the best team in Argentina, how would they? If you match the best team in Africa, Mamelodi Sundowns,
Ali.
Al Ahly, Pyramids FC, as the case may be. Unfortunately, we don't have any Nigeria. I wish maybe like Rivers started to play against maybe PSG or something. How would they fare? How would the football? How would the team? So
Why everybody they laugh? They talk about that.
that's
Everybody they
why
laugh.
they are the closest to have. If
Yeah.
if they were any team from Nigeria would go to they're the closest team to go there. Them and Enyimba. So basically, so like I was saying, Botafogo, Fluminense, they are just using their all their energy to play this team, showing how the determination there is 104%. I should use that word. So that's technically what's going on.
All right. Okay. What do you think, Waneri?
Yeah, I think this Club World Cup, you don't really, they really reveal the main reason, the main aim why they host this Club World Cup because we don't, we are blinded by European football. We always watch European football. This part of the world, we always watch European football. So, this Club World Cup, you don't reveal waiting with a miss. If you watch the games from these Brazilians, they see a lot of flair. They see a lot of tactical awareness. See the way they operate, the way they do their thing. I think you know I just be happy. Say I be fan of good football. So far I've been seeing good football, and it's really impressive.
All right. Favorite blood boy.
So basically, the thing is, it shows how football has developed and grown. over the years. You will notice that, like we all say, the South American teams, how they will be winning and then getting maximum points against oppositions that you would probably think they wouldn't have been able to defeat. You understand? And then coming over to the African side, normally Sunday has been able to pick up a point, even though they lost their second. Yeah, 3 points. Yeah, even though they lost their second match against
Dortmund.
Dortmund. But if you watch that game, you will see the level that African football has gotten to. So it's basically from a neutral point of view, is good for football.
Yeah, it's good for football. And of course, make I remind you that say these guys, the Brazilian guys, they top their groups, Fluminense, Palmeiras, and Botafogo. They are all topping their group.
And if I should add this, what we are seeing is was technically a World Cup. Even in FIFA World Cup, we see this kind of things here. South American teams beating against European teams, we always want to show their might. Mexico versus Poland, those kind of
They
things.
be like game of
Against
pride.
South America. There's always a game of pride. There's always one no love lost
Exactly,
idea
and
about
it's no flip
about
that
the game.
the South American teams have won the World Cup more.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But
So does that say that South Americans have better teams than European teams? Is that a fact? Is that a statement of fact, or it's arguable?
It's arguable.
it's arguable, but it's arguable that you say some American teams have better teams than European teams. I won't really buy that argument. You can take it to court, sha, but I'm not sure say you will win the case.
Exactly.
But we also look at when we look at best
Yeah.
players in the world, the Ballon d'Or. You see that I think South American players,
The thing
South
is,
American players have won it more.
the thing is,
The World Cup,
I think-
big
I think-
stage.
I think-
South Americans have won it more.
no, the Ballon d'Or, the Europeans has won the Ballon d'Or.
Won it more, abi? Okay, okay.
When you go back as far as when the Ballon d'Or award started, the
Yeah.
Europeans have won it more. But another thing is, the Europeans has find a way to make their leagues
More marketable.
more
organized.
marketable.
Sometimes I even wonder what is happening in Europe. Can't see happening in South America. Can we all shift to follow South American football? Let us forget the time zone. Before this graph that they are showing us,
It's the problem now. You've pointed. The problem is the time zone. That's why it's hard for you to even follow the Copa America.
Yeah.
Even this club World Cup.
World Cup.
If not for just I will just set alarm or something. So you get my particular go and watch. I can't there week. You try and watch the game.
Even the last Copa America was played in the US. This Club World Cup is also in the US.
Even the next World Cup, US.
is also in the US.
So
So the
Put it-
different
put it
time zone
together.
is a factor there.
Another point is okay. Let us look at it the way it is. The best American players are playing in European clubs. The best American players in the world right now are in today's Real Madrid, Manchester City.
Because the Europeans have more money.
because
So,
of the money factor, exposure factor. You want to say something?
So if you tell me they have a
Yeah,
better
yeah,
team, I won't. If you tell me that some American teams have a better team, I won't really buy that. Because it doesn't even guarantee that they will win it. If it goes
No,
semi-final,
It's possible that they might win it, because the thing is this: when you consider major tournaments, major FIFA organized tournaments, it's majorly the South American teams winning. You might say the majority of the players in that tournament play in Europe, but then again, they are still from South America.
But okay, this Club World Cup is a template for this Club World Cup now. Let's look at the last 4 World Cups. No South American team won it, apart from Argentina. So you say there's almost the same. That was Grangaroo just the same. Before they now get their foot back. Man.
No,
So if you ask me, I will still put my money on Man City, Real Madrid, and PSG to go far.
Honestly,
Despite everything.
No, of course, I'm expecting an European team to win the Club World Cup. That's the expectation. If a South American team wins it, it will be a shocker, no matter how good they want to be in this tournament. But one very quickly, let's round up.
Yeah, so the team towards waiting Chukwu dey talk, in terms of initial gra. Quality wise, you could say the Europeans are better than them because of how we don't see these guys perform on a daily basis. We never see how these South Americans. Yes, they have the talent, no doubt. Are they technically good or better than Europeans? Because the Europeans, globally accepted, they are the best. You understand? Globally accepted, they are the best because they don't invest more in their league. And if you check the South Americans as well, most of them they want dream to play, and it's now also an opportunity for them because, mind you, this transfer window, you will see a lot of Europeans, marketing in this, shopping in this
Of course,
South
of course.
American team.
So the funniest thing
I-
now, the Brazilian teams, the Brazilian national team upon all this thing with the FIFA Club Cup. They're not doing well.
Yeah.
No, that's I'm not like no, for it's like rounding up now. It's a fact that over the years, European what's it called, South American teams have performed better at World Cups and these tournaments. But it doesn't take away the fact currently European teams are actually coming up and doing well. But on for what we know, if you want to put history together, head to head and everything, European South American teams have been better in the FIFA World Cup. Because the Club World Cup is always a one tournament something, and then it is pride on the side of European teams to want to go to that Club World Cup and win it. You can't say because for the sake for one thing, we have more exposure than you do. We have we believe that we have the best players than you do.
And the league is more
The
viable.
league is no so that's why they will want to go far and then win it. For marketing reasons, of course, the European teams, even if I say want the European teams to win it for marketing reasons.
Yeah.
So of course, let's say your thoughts on the comment section. What you make of South American teams versus European teams? How far gone are they? How far gone are they? Are they far from each other or they're a bit close? Not on paper, but speaking from from facts. Let us know for the comment section.